All right, today's video is going to be all about basic syndication and the testing points you need to have within your marketing process. So if you look behind me, I drew out a very basic diagram. I'm going to give you some quick references as to how you can take one piece of content, put that into a marketing funnel, and be able to actually start generating a bigger audience while generating leads and making sales. So first thing we want to focus on is, where do we begin, right? Well, the first thing you got to know and understand is, what is exactly your market looking to solve? Okay, it seems like a basic question. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but we don't take enough effort. We don't make enough effort to actually get into the minds of our market. And so what ends up happening is we end up coming with this mixed messages. We have one thing that we really want to get to, a point of reference, but we dodge around it because we're not really sure the feelings that our market has, the thoughts that they're already saying or the conversations they're already having with themselves, and the results they're actually looking to see. On top of that, what are the results that you're going to help them get? What is that going to give them that they don't already have? When you start to really put together that puzzle that I just shared with you by answering those questions, you're going to see it to become a lot easier to be able to create the lead magnets, the sales pages, and where to actually put the information necessary, how to craft those messages so it actually pulls in your market. Now, if you look behind me, the first thing, of course, that we want to start with is going to be, what are we going to give away, right? We got to know, well, first we got to know what our offer is, right? First is going to be knowing what our offer is. That's always starting with number one. But then when we reverse engineer that, we got to know, what are we going to actually give away to these folks that are going to give them the idea that you are actually an authority, that you have the credibility behind what you're talking about, and then you can prove it and back it up by giving them value and what we call results in advance. So the basic effort, the basic essence of this video is going to be, how do we create this, and then where do we display it? And so a lot of folks, they get real overwhelmed with being able to say, or they get a lot overwhelmed with by having to place this information everywhere. We call that being omnipresent, right? You got to be everywhere all the time. And it seems like it's a lot to handle, but it's really not. And I'm going to show you how to do it very simply today. So the first thing we want to focus on, like I said, is, what's the offer? You got to ask yourself those questions about what your market's facing, what are their problems, what is the result that you're going to deliver, going to give them that they don't already have, and then we want to craft some messages around that. So once you have that lead magnet idea, of course, basic, you could always go and reference the videos inside the Academy where we talk about how to create the landing pages, the hooks, the sales letters, and things like that. So this isn't going to be a training on that. This is just going to be a basic overview on how to take that information that you created and packaged, and how to place it around social media so that you can start to generate leads and sales without having to invest in any advertising dollars. Now, again, advertising is key. It's key to growth and key to scale. But if you're dealing with a smaller capital or maybe no ad budget at all, then what happens is you got to get creative and you have to be able to trade your time for money. Okay, that's one thing that I love about automation and about advertising, is that I'm able to invest into an idea, create a campaign, and then put it in front of my market, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Google, wherever it is. But being able to actually put it in front of your folks without you having to spend time over and over again. It's an automated system. So what we want to do is take away from that right now and figure out, okay, well, if you're creating your marketing funnels, you've got your lead magnet, you've got your sales letter, what do we want to do with those? Well, first we got to have testing points, which is going to give you the ideas on the content you're going to create and you're going to syndicate across all platforms. And syndication, all that means is that taking one piece of content and then you're going to put it on every channel where your market is at. And you might be surprised when I share with you some of the resources and platforms that you're going to be using. You might think to yourself, well, this isn't for my market's not over there, my market's not over there. Let the market tell you that. I mean, just to reference somebody like Grant Cardone, the gentleman was told by his entire staff and office that if he were to go on Snapchat, that it would totally bomb. It'd be a waste of time. The gentleman's making like 30, 40, 50 million a year, billions a year, whatever it is. I don't think he's making billions, but he's making so much. He's a 100 millionaire plus. And he's on Snapchat. And the reason why is because he understands that if you can get to the younger demographic, as well as the people who are maybe in their 30s to 40s, as well as the older demographic, 45, 50 plus, if you can encompass all that into your market, then you're going to be in a much better position to be able to scale your business. And this is where we want to be able to focus on. So first thing is understanding that you're going to have testing points between the landing page and the sales page. It's just what has to happen. And a lot of folks, a lot of business owners, they don't feel like that's necessary. They're like, well, I only have time to do this one thing. And if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to say that advertising or that marketing doesn't work. And I got to do everything by referrals or word of mouth. That's a very bad mindset, okay? And I'm going to show you why in just a second. So first thing is, you got to have multiple testing points. You've got to have 5 to 10 variations of your landing page. You've got to have 5 to 10 variations of your sales page. You've got to have 5 to 10 variations of your ad copy. You have to have all these things that are going to be variants of the original, right? And what that allows you to do is, let's say that you're getting a nice cost per lead for one of your lead magnets, one of your marketing funnels, right? That's going to tell you that, yes, it's working, but can it be better? And if you don't have any ad budget, then this is where you've got to be able to manually put out the content each and every day that's going to support the giveaway and the marketing funnel that you've created. Okay, so what we want to do is, when you start to craft those variations, meaning the different headlines, the different hooks, the different offers, that's going to give you the content that you need to be able to create your videos, create your articles, create your posts, whatever it is that you're using to pull people in. So once you have those variations all created and you understand that, okay, I've been testing these two, now this one's outperforming this one, let me test another element. This one's performing this one, let me test another element. By the end of that testing period, you're going to have a fully optimized marketing funnel that's going to get you the best cost per lead, or get you the furthest reach, or the best conversion rates. And so once you have that identified and you've been able to craft that, those testing points, and now you have the data to back up what's actually working and what's not, now we want to be able to make sure that we are actually putting it out there to the world. That's the mission right there, is being able to take your message and put it out to the right market at the right time, so that they can make an informed decision on whether or not you're right for them, or if your product or service is right for them. And so some things that you want to pay attention to is, look, we have inside in the headlines, or inside the landing pages and inside the marketing funnels, you're going to want to create videos, right? Video, all with calls to actions. Each one of these videos is going to be referencing the new variation. So you might have one video A, which is going to represent test point A, video B, test point B, video C, test point C. And so if you see, we have 5 to 10 variations down here with different headlines and hooks. Make your videos based around those different headlines and those different hooks. Start to create that content that can actually send a message that's going to back that up. Then at the end of those videos, give very soft calls to actions like, hey, if you like what I shared with you today, then go ahead and pick this up, or go ahead and visit this site, or go ahead and buy my product, or whatever it may be that you're actually looking to accomplish. But once you have those headlines, you see how easy it is to say, okay, well, if this is the headline and this is the hook that I believe is going to match my market, then why not create some videos that are going to help you sell that product, or help you sell that offer? And it comes very easy when you have this all laid out in advance. The next thing is, maybe you can write those articles. And you don't want to write articles because, I mean, if you're like me, you're like, Brandon, look, I am not a writer, right? And I get that, but of course you are a writer. Everyone is. And it doesn't matter if it's terrible grammar, if you just aren't a good storyteller. None of that really matters. You've got to get it out there. And if you don't have the income or the capital to be able to outsource this to somebody who can do it for you, then guess who's left doing the grunt work? That's right, it's you. So what we need to do is be able to figure out what's the easiest way for us to do this. Well, I got a plan for you. Number one is, you got to be able to take the videos that you've created, transcribe them, right? You can go into a bunch of different transcription services. I mean, one that we use is rev.com. It's $1 per minute per transcription. And I mean, it allows you to literally take the whole video that you've submitted to them, and they give it back to you in an article form, in text form. So then you just go through, you read it, you make sure that there's anything that need to be edited, and you turn that into an article. So you see video 1 and article 1, they're the exact same information, but some people would rather watch a video than read your article. I mean, we get a lot of feedback from folks who say, yeah, well, if I see an article pop up in my newsfeed and the headline's catchy, I'll read it. But the whole searching for blogs and searching for websites and going back every single day for websites, that trend is kind of tanking. So we don't want to spend a lot of time building up your blog sites and SEO right now for marketing reasons. That's naturally for SEO. So when you're making your videos, make sure that you're optimizing your video for whatever it is that you're looking to syndicate it on. So if you're trying to say, or if you're trying to accomplish, say, an article at the end, so you want to take your one lead magnet, your one offer, and you want to be able to then create the video around it, make sure inside your video you're using the keywords that you want to use inside your article, okay? And then what's going to happen is, when you get that syndicated, you don't have to worry about anything. Right? When you get that to where it's transcribed, you don't have to worry about anything. You know for a fact that that article is now going to have a better chance at ranking because of the fact that you've taken time to optimize your video. So there's no reason to actually write your own posts anymore or write your own articles anymore. You could just do the video and then get it transcribed. You could also do an audio. So you could do video, audio, and then you could do a actual article. Okay, there's so many different ways for you to do this. So video 1 transcribed into article 1, video 2 transcribed into article 2, video 3 transcribed into article 3. All making the push, giving the call to action to be able to download your free giveaway, to visit your website, to purchase your product, to schedule a consultation, whatever that is. And so if you take a look at what we just did just before we get to the actual platforms and where we're going to syndicate that content, think about it. You've created a marketing funnel. You've tested some points so you understand which data is going to be working. And by getting your message out there, it's going to actually give you that real stats, those real stats that are going to help you identify where to move next. Do you need to pivot? Do you need to create a new giveaway? Do you need to create a new message? Do you have to just create more content? Right? All that data is going to tell you exactly where it's at. Then what's going to happen is the videos and the articles, then you're going to post them on YouTube, Facebook, your business page, right? Private groups that you may run. Okay, we run a few different private groups, and a lot of the times what happens is that you're going to have this response from folks because they're going to start to see you on a consistent basis. And a lot of times what I've noticed is that even if you don't get the engagement inside the private groups, it's totally okay. People are watching you. And so don't get discouraged if at the very beginning of your business, or even right now if you've been doing it for a while, if the engagement rate is not what it might seem like it should be, start to reach out to some folks that are actually watching you and viewing you and see how you can help. It's a great process without you having to sound like you're selling them on something. You're just reaching out and saying, hey man, how can I help? How can I add some value? And that always does help. It shows your integrity inside of your business. Now, another thing is LinkedIn, right? If you're doing B2B right now, LinkedIn is still powerful. They're growing in their feature-based model, and they're allowing themselves to actually adapt to the marketplace. So they're adding new features each and every week, each and every month. That's making it easier for the business owners to get their message out there in a way that the market actually wants to be heard or see you as. Okay, so they're adding like live videos, they're adding actual video uploads, they're adding all kinds of cool things that are going to help you as a business owner craft your message a lot better and get it to the people that actually want to see it. Now, you also have Instagram, of course. Then you got your website, which is where, obviously the articles are going to be going. And then you have your Snapchat, right? That's another one I was talking about just a second ago. If you're not on Snapchat, you're not leveraging the stories, you're not leveraging that platform. Even if you think that your market might not be there, test it out. Test it out and see if you can get it done, because there's a lot of folks out there right now that are missing out on a lot of money because they just feel, right? They want to guess at the fact that it's not where their market's at. So you got to be able to be real aware of that and conscious of your efforts to make sure that you're putting your message everywhere that you could end up making an impact. More of an impact that you make, the more money you're going to make, the more goodwill you provide, the more revenue you're going to build. And then we have, of course, the Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. You got Periscope. Periscope's kind of dying right now, but you could leverage all the live. You have YouTube Live now. There's so many different aspects for you to get that live training out there. You could be doing webinars, right? So make sure that your YouTube, Facebook, private groups, LinkedIn, Instagram, website, Snapchat, your lives, your stories, Google+. If you were to take just that one video and you were to create the marketing funnel, or you create the marketing funnel first, then you take the videos based off of the headlines and the hooks that you created that are going to support the giveaway and the offer that you've made, then you want to syndicate them on all these platforms. And I'm sure I'm missing some too. You have like WhatsApp. You have a bunch of other ones that you can go ahead and get on. These are just the top ones that we are typically on a lot of. And by just taking that one piece of content, that one marketing funnel that we created, the one giveaway, now you're basically everywhere. A lot of people who are on YouTube, they might not be watching your video on Facebook. A lot of people on Facebook probably aren't watching your videos on Instagram. So if you're trying to force your market to come to you versus you putting your content where they're already at, you're gonna be feeling this resistance, and your results are gonna show for it. So this is what I want you to do next. Take a look at your marketing funnels right now. If you haven't created any, start doing them today. Start to create and craft that lead magnet, and start to create and craft that offer based on what your market's telling you that they want. Not what you want, not what you want to accomplish, but what they want to accomplish. Then you want to turn those lead magnets and those offers into videos that you can then educate your market on a little bit better, showing and sharing your credibility and authority about how you're qualified to get them results. Then when you take those videos, transcribe them into articles. Once those articles are written, now you have 2 different points plus your marketing funnels for you to actually distribute across all channels. Then what you're going to do is make sure that you're on all the channels. Okay, so quick video for you guys today to make sure that you understood the basic fundamentals of content syndication. So go out there, try this right now. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Can't wait to see what you guys put up.